Next, we look at how Techub, a technology, economy and cooperation company, is improving the tech hubs located in Africa and the Nordic regions. Nordic region includes the sovereign states of Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway and Sweden, as well as the self-governing countries of the Faroe Islands, Greenland and Ireland. Joining us is Techub CEO Henrik Maehle, who too is going to take us through how they are bridging the gap between the African continent and the Nordic region. Henrik, it's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you to be invited.
Okay, so help us understand who Techub is. You can give us an in-depth insight of what you guys are all about.
Yeah. Techub is actually about business development. The name Tech is of course telling that we are doing tech as well. Anyway, I think that every business needs tech. That's the reason we have the name Techub. But we do business development. That's our first priority. And business development can be a lot of things to figure out, is this a product for the African market, or is this a product service for the European market? And about that, Techub, or let me please have a few seconds to tell my background. I start actually as an electrical engineer, but jump from that business to insurance and run a small company who sold insurance and loans, doing finance. And lots of my clients was doctors, chiropractors and dentists. And I was complaining about accounting service for this business. So I also started a company who did accounting only for those three. And after that, a couple of restaurants, and I have been in properties, and I have been back to now energy saving and electro and green energy. So my background is quite many business, and I think actually you have to look at the market or your product from different sides as well. It's very easy to maybe think this is a good idea, but it's may not a good idea for the market. You think it's interest, but the market will buy. So that's another thing Techub is doing as a business development. With COVID, we had a lot of sad story with the business who is going down. About Techub and COVID, Techub have a policy. The only person who actually are employed in Techub is me, and we cooperate with several startups. So like journalists, for example, who help us with articles and marketing and sales, and also and we are in Uganda, we are in South Africa, we are in Kenya, we are in Nigeria. And how? Yes, because people is doing their own business and cooperate with Techub. That is the hub part of Techub.
Okay, great. It's a great idea. It's a great initiative that you have going on for you. Now, Henrik, there are so many startups and innovation. You know, the innovation and startup culture has deepened across the continent, with success stories ranging from the likes of the big ticket funding rounds to $1 billion IPO, as was the case with Jumia. Now, how will African startups benefit from tapping into the Nordic market?
Yes, that's difficult question because it's a different product we are talking about. So we are doing several projects, and none of this project is similar to each other. Like we can just make a copy paste. Anyway, first of all, as I already have mentioned, you have to figure out is this a product for the market. The second of all, can you deliver? The third, how can I finance this project? Or is it someone else who wants to be investors? And after that, how can we deliver with tax? Because tax and also payment solutions. Are we talking about business to business, or are we talking about business to customer? That's two different areas. So that we also have to figure out what is this kind of product. And with payment, it was even more difficult after New Year's evening because the European Union have rule now that you need a third security to do payment online. 1st of July, we will even have one more thing to take care of, because if you are going to sell to business to customer in Europe after 1st of July, you also have to charge tax and pay this to different countries. So all this thing is a thing you have to take care of and figure out how to do. So my answer is actually you have to.
Yes, let me throw this to you now. Before you even take up any startup, before you even think of, engaging with the Nordic region countries, what are some of the features that you look for in this startup before you actually even begin engaging them? What features should this particular startup or technology have in place? Yes,
first of all, the idea, as I have already mentioned. But the next thing is, are you prepared to deliver? And that's maybe the biggest issue in this COVID situation as well, because we have other problems. Investors is maybe more interested to hold on and look for what's in it for me after COVID. I think that's the wrong way to think. Why? Because we should also look at COVID as opportunities to start new business.
So what are some of the challenges that we can talk about that probably, these startups are facing, as you help them penetrate the region? What are some of these challenges that the startups are facing?
If I look at the startup, it's 90% of all startup is thinking about the product and not the future, and have money to marketing and tell about the product. That's a common problem. But again, then you may have to look for investors, and then you may have to look for the right investors. Yes, if you don't have the money yourself. Marketing is absolutely the biggest issue for a startup.
Okay, yes. So what are some of the prospects that you see for the region and Kenya as far as tech startups go, Henrik?
Are we talking about the Techub project now, or in general?
In general. Let's do general.
Okay. In general, I of course, I'm absolutely sure technology and energy is the big key factors. Energy, like electric, but also fire bricks or gas, or and technology about a bit back to Techub. I have also said that Techub will not have an office. Why? Because we can rent office from places like, for example, Ikigay or Nairobi Garage, and that's the future, I think. Also, so about your question and real estate should actually start thinking about how they're gonna use the property for the future, even with the energy. But also, I know about huge company who have said that now we have 1,000 square meter. In the next 6 months, we will have not more than 500, but because people is actually used to work from home now. We are used to work remote, and that is what Techub is doing as well. We can use Zoom, we can use WhatsApp, and we can cooperate together even from the other side of the world. This is also something the real estate business have to think about for the future, and technology around that. For example, CRM system who also give you accounting systems, etc. Thanks.
Yeah, so as we wrap up, maybe a word of advice to any Kenyan startup or African startup that is looking to penetrate into the Nordic region market.
That's similar, I think, for Europe and Africa, what I have just mentioned. So of course, that can be one solution. But to be honest, I think actually if you have a, for example, tech idea and will bring this to Europe, you should do your research, what's actually in the market in Europe from before. And why? Because if you start thinking about a solution and it's already on the market, and even maybe strong companies who do the same business, then you shouldn't spend time and money to do the same. Maybe figure out something else. So the first thing you have to do is check the market, and Europe is quite strong about tech, so please be careful. Don't do something who are already done and working.
Okay, great. So for any startup that would like to maybe get in touch with you, how do they go about that?
On our website, that's Techub, and it's Techub with only one H, techub.no.
Okay.
And there you will find my phone number on WhatsApp call.
Okay, great. There you have it, techub.mo, right?
.no for Norway, N-O.
All right, so there you have it. So if you're a Kenyan startup or an African startup and you'd like to penetrate the Nordic region, you can get in touch with Techub, which is, bridging the gap between Africa and the Nordic region. You'll find their contacts there, and that's it with the CEO of Techub, Henrik Maehle. Thank you so much, Henrik.
Thank you.
All right. Great, thank you. All right, there you have it on Growing Africa's Startups. That's it for today's Business Center. Stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programming. You can get talking to us on our SMS line 20146 and across all our social media platforms at Metropol TVKE, and also I'm social on Twitter at Tabitha Muthoni G. That's it. Enjoy the rest of our programming.